So there we go. We're kind of seeing a really big push. We had very few people from TSF actually spawn towards the C side, and very few even on B. Very heavy A spawn for TSF, and looks like they're kind of completely rotate that way, completely giving up on C cap and maybe trying to sneak in a B cap. But TSF has completely abandoned C cap, so I don't know if they're going to push. Oh,
Well, here,
what? Oh, somebody's dead already. It was you.
yep, sorry, they finally killed me, which is not a good sign. You know, maybe that bodes well for them. But anyways, the exact opposite is happening for APOC here. They have abandoned A. The majority of their spawn was at the mid B to C side, and so they are going to actually try and take the opposite side of the map. So we may see a very big clash over B as each team takes kind of the either side of the map and then has to expand out to the mid. But that being said, TSF taking that A point real early, that puts them in a huge advantage right now because it's going to be a long time, I think, before APOC can move in and actually finish taking C.
One second, Key. I'm just trying to hang out. We're talking to Jankson really quick on the last winners of the coin. Trying to figure out what is going on for him. Trying to get him his reward. What he won, that really cool USS Texas coin, which is I think is really cool. It's actually like a legit coin, man. It's heavy. There's weight. I mean,
Yeah, it is not. This is no slouching coin. Like,
yeah.
If you look at it in the images, like you probably don't realize how heavy the thing is, but like it is thick and it is solid. It's a pretty cool coin. I've got one on my desk right now for the Turpits that we did a while back, and I have one for the USS Texas, of course. So I've got a couple of these at this point. Really cool kind of collector's items. Really well done as well. Like the quality of the coin has not been spared. The guys who are working with Grey Rider Ops are like, this is what they do, is make challenge coins, and so they were really stoked to work with us to make a bunch of in this series. But I would definitely recommend picking one up if you haven't got a chance yet. There's still a couple left. There is a limited run of about 3,000 or 4,000 of them, so they will not be around forever. But if you think the USS Texas is really awesome, it's an awesome coin that has Texas just driving into the sunset, firing its guns. It looks pretty awesome, and on the back is a little logo of World of Warships with a cool little kind of surrounding on it. So, yeah, no, they're pretty sweet. I've linked it a few times in the chat, but said you can also purchase one if you don't win one right now from that website. It'll set a limited run. But yeah, that's the coin. They're pretty cool. We're gonna give away some other stuff tonight. We'll probably give away a ship or two, depending on how many more rounds go. I mean, I said I'm hoping for 5. Fingers crossed.
We'll see if we get there. Now, Silly Putty. Now, TSF has taken A cap, and they've basically locked it down, and looks like they're kind of getting a nice little mirror match almost with APOC being on the bottom side of C, while TSF's kind of controlling A cap. And no idea where your destroyers are. One hasn't been spotted for a while. Actually, only one has been spotted at all.
B cap now, that's just a huge advantage. They took A first, and now they've taken B as well. I mean, they're almost 100 points up on APOC here. APOC's got to make some moves.
I'm interested to see where your destroyers kind of pop out. That's something we've kind of looked for. Like on our mini map, of course, there's the new addition to the last known position, and there's only one destroyer that's been spotted. So, kind of interesting. I'm expecting a oh crap moment where all of a sudden there's 2 destroyers either on the CV or something. I don't know. But they've taken, they're controlling 2 caps. Got all 3 of TSF's destroyers at full life on top side of B cap, and kind of just a little bit of a stalemate right now.
Well, stalemate for this side, but still, TSF can now just wait and hang out, and APOC has to come into them. So that's fine for them to stalemate it. They would love to sit here and waste the entire game like this because that just means they win.
Yep, exactly. And I love that Kedius is like, look where he is compared to the whole team. And
he's the lone battleship.
Man.
He's going
man.
Off on his own, man.
He is, and I find that really funny that he's the guy that makes those pushes and makes those plays, and because he makes it so that, and it looks like we actually gotten some pretty good smoke. So I don't know if they're actually hearing us and saying, yeah, you're right, maybe we should do that. It looks like we're gonna get stuck in some PvP.
They're definitely taking all of our advice.
Yeah, they're like, oh man, those guys are really smart. And Raython putting in some damage. I think we're about to start seeing some good battles going on right on B cap because APOC looks like they're starting to be able to actually put some damage into it, while the fighters on TSF are kind of getting beat up a little bit. So we'll find out what ends up happening. Kedis is pushing in from the C side, and it looks like maybe they either got a reset or push somebody off. And there's Rascally Rabbit. There's one of the Bensons, and that's not even that's the first time he's been spotted this entire game. So Rhino's right here.
Still, Ryu is also on the point as well, hanging out, and you have not seen him yet. But we just spotted Rhino as well, and he's going to come in to try and contest that point and really reset a lot of points from Rascal.
Absolutely, yeah. They got close a couple times, and Rhino's hitting the shots. Rascally Rabbit, not so much. I think Rascally Rabbit just got his first shot, but Rhino's got to be careful because he knows that Rascally Rabbit probably put in torpedoes, and these guys know the general area. I mean, these guys both playing ranked. They know where to put the torps in the right general area. You know, it's not going to be 100%. There's a little bit of luck there, but they know where to put them in. And Rhino's trying to say, well, where the heck am I getting out? And if you can watch on the B cap, or on the C cap rather. There's the torpedoes end from the CV as well. Him getting a little butt touch there on Silly Putty. But Kedis and Wraithon are making a push, and a spotted destroyer within 10 kilometers of an Atago is going to be a punish destroyer relatively quickly.
Oh no, Rascal, no! No! Is this gonna... Oh, okay. I thought he was gonna die from that. Can you see Rascal right now from...
I can only see Ryu. That's all I can see. Oh, Rascal did take a torp.
He definitely took a torp in the middle of that smoke right there, and that really sucks. And Ryu just saw these pilot torps that are just running out, so he's safe. But man, they've got B and C back. Like this is exactly where APOC wants to be right now. As long as they can keep holding this side and force the TSF guys to move into this and begin in this little like kind of no man's land and kind of 6-7 line, like that's the really open piece. But besides that, the rest of the map is kind of dense, so you can really maneuver in and out of stuff. But they're going to force TSF to really move into the open, and I think these destroyers are really going to punish them. But man, still only 2. I really feel like a 3rd destroyer here would have been really helpful, because as soon as Rascal goes down, that's a real hurt. And he's got
absolutely.
1,000 hit points. 1,000 hit points left, though it doesn't matter because a destroyer can hide out invisible forever. But that's real dangerous for him to be at 1,000 hit points.
Now Nurman taking some damage. Now this is the exact situation that, look at Kedis and Wraithon. They're both almost full life, and they're 100% locking down them so they can't just go front on. Nurman has got to keep a relative, not the best angle on the 3 battleship course, so he's kind of trying to back up as much as he can, but he's just sitting there on fire. Kedis is getting perfect broadside shots as well as Wraithon on these battleships. So Kedis is making people play out of their comfort zone, really. The idea of a battleship, good smoke coming in from Silly Putty as well, trying to load out, or trying to keep his battleships hidden, especially from that crossfire. It looks like Achilles is just putting a bunch of damage on those guys, at least trying to keep them on fire. I'll switch over to Achilles really quick. Trying to at least keep these guys lit. Wraithon is going to be careful because he's definitely spotted, but keeping those guys lit, keeping those guys kind of intact without them getting kind of too sneaky and too out of control. But we'll kind of find out how this kind of develops almost. Wraithon now completely in the open.
Finally, he's in the smoke, but he pulled too far out of that, and he was not stopping the cap. But now he can't see the destroyers that are in the cap on the side there because of their smoke as well. And eventually, Ryu is going to get hit as well, and there's some torpedo bombers coming in, but I think, they got torn up by that Benson's AA, though.
Rascally Rabbit, oh man, down to 1,000 life. One spot on him, he's probably dead.
Yeah, he's been at 1,000 since that last engagement. And with only 2 destroyers, that makes me so nervous. I can't believe that's why I'm worried about only running 2 destroyers in this kind of matchup. But they made the calculation, and so hopefully, as long as Rabbit can stay hidden, he's fine. And that's not an impossible thing for an Benson.
It is not. No. Shin down to about 24,000 life. Megadude on fire down to about 22,000 life. Rhino kind of backs off cap a little bit, but Sterling taking a really big hit. Probably a Citadel or something like that. But still, we got Wraithon and Ket is just pushing up on these guys. They're really kind of closing up the grip, but they aren't getting kind of the returns that they want. But APOC is almost caught back up points-wise. They've held on to these 2 caps, and D-Bob is actually going very, very low, down to about 10k life.
I was about to say that, like, if they can take D-Bob out, they got to focus fire, though, right now. Like, D-Bob is their main target. That would put them very close to getting back in the lead. Though Silly Putty just grounded himself. I don't know if that was on purpose, but he is still spotted. And
Tactical
he's gonna take
beaching.
yeah, I don't know if that was tactical that time.
So Silly Buddy taking really big damage. D-Bob on fire, so hopefully he has a repair. That Atago within that range, and Silly Buddy taking really, really big damage right now. This would be a huge loss. Can he at least get the trade on Rasky Rabbit? That would at least do a 1-for-1. Down goes Silly Putty. Will he get the miracle shot? He doesn't. Down goes Silly Putty. The advantage goes to APOC. Rhino just still there trying to cap out B as fast as he can and survive.
Rabbit's at 250.
Yeah, D-Bod goes down too. I mean, this is the kind of situation that these guys, the snowball effect is about to start.
Yeah, but B's been taken back. They've got to actually like put themselves in danger for a moment. So I see Ryu here is going to try and push in. I think maybe or no, he's going to lock down his battleships here. Both North Carolinas are getting smoked up. So actually, all three. I think he could probably smoke all three of them up right here and keep them protected while they can fire, and just try and take out the rest of the real big guns off of TSF here. If they can do that, and they can run around with a bunch of battleships uncontested, that's really powerful because they are going to have the they've already shown they have the destroyer advantage. So I don't know. Right now, it's still any man's game, honestly.
So I'm trying to get a good angle. It looks like the majority of your team has been smoked out, so TSF is going to be able to get very good shots on him. But this, like I said, this is the kind of situation where TSF needs to get some kills. They've got a couple guys that are low. Deck Ape is pretty low. I mean, APOC is low. They got a lot of low ships, although they're not in the best of smoke right now. But, I mean, look at that push from Kedis and Raython. With it,
Rascal's at 250. This is what I've been saying. Focus fire is key here. Like the fact that they're running around with Megadeth at literally 2,000 hit points, Rascal at 250. They're still dealing damage despite being at those hit point levels. So like they need to like just tap those guys once to get that power off the field, because otherwise, right now, still APOC is going to take this back. They are in the lead here despite not having all the points. But this Ryujo, this Benson. Driven by Ryu, is just going to take out this North Carolina here as well.
Rhino takes out Mega Dude, and Candy M's takes out Deck Ape. Kind of a really good trade right there, but TSF is 100% on borrowed time right now. Kedis and Namagi and Raython and Atago are both pushing in against these guys. Shin about to go down, so that's a decent repoint on a reset on points, down to about 900 life. One more salvo or two. He's trying to get away. Still spotted, though. Really unlucky that he's not hiding in that smoke. And like I said, this is another game where we aren't seeing a lot of smokes being used correctly, if you will. And Shin is holding on for dear life. There's Rascally. He's finally spotted, too. If I'm one of these destroyers, I just push up and kill Rascally. That's just what I do. I have
Someone's
that risk.
got to.
Candy Am's hiding in that smoke. He's now visible. Candy Am's takes some big damage. If I'm a destroyer, I'm looking at this as a potential 2v1, or 2-for-1. Put Torps on Candy Am's, kill a destroyer. That's a really, really good trade. And that smoke's about to go. Oh my gosh! Nurmon just lays down the hammer and completely dunks on Raython. Almost 100-0. Cruiser life.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, that hurts.
That right there, and I think, can you even see Nurmond right now?
Cannot. I can only see the health on my side panels here, but no, I cannot see.
Now Nurmond is 100% going to be able to go more aggressive into Kedis and potentially take him down. That North Carolina armor is very good, but he's got to be careful because Shin and Candy Ams are perfect broadsides for this guys, for taking him out. Ryu sent him in. Nurmond is on borrowed time right now. He needs to get this kill. That's a lot of torpedoes coming in, and torpedoes tend to not feel too good when you're in a battleship or any ship in general. That's a wall of death right there, Q.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt. Yeah, someone's gonna die from that, I think. Oh man.
I mean, even one is death. Kedis is going to be going down too, down to about 1,000 life, 1,400. Nurmond maybe trying to get one more shot. Kedis actually doing a really good job at just saying, hey, Nurmond's going to die to that Torp. I don't need to shoot at him. And that's one thing you see at this skill play. Kedis also goes down, so Rhino, this game is not over. Because, if I remember correctly, Rascally has like 1 life left.
Yes, he's a cat, man. Like, he's got 250. I mean, Shin's got 7k. I mean, overall, this team has done a great job sharing hit points, man. I mean,
Rhino could do a
they.
really big play right here about taking out Ryu and putting damage on Archer.
But vice versa, if the same happens to that Benson, man, that is absolutely devastating for TSF.
Ryu just can't go undetected. Shin so low, literally one salvo away from being knocked out, but TSF just can't get the shot on him. Probably doesn't have the angle. They only have one battleship left, and Achilles now getting kind of back into the game. Actually, Achilles going for a C cap. It's awfully late, especially if Rhino goes down, which he does, and they don't get the cap. How is Rascally still alive?
Ryu and Rascal, man, and Shin, man, they've managed to just hold out. If they can just survive for another few seconds, they've won.
Now Achilles is shutting down the C cap, and they need the reset right now. Shin has to go down, or Rascal has to mess up and get spotted and take a hit. That's the only way this game keeps going. The potential: Shin needs to go down, Achilles needs to go in, kill the two destroyers. It's there, 600 life.
Oh,
there's the reset.
Just on the line, and they're firing at Rascal now. And if Rascal takes a hit, oh man, I don't know. Like, still they're behind, but they're not out. It's any man's game still at this point.
Now Rio right here, if he's still spotted, Achilles could take him down. Achilles could be having the MVP plays right now. Achilles, let's kind of jump over to him as fast as we can. 200 life left on Ryu. Just like that, they're back into this game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's pretty much dead even at this point,
and
except for the cap.
If Rascal's spotted, that's game.
Yeah, Rascal's got to do this really, really careful. I mean, he needs to take back one of these points.
Ooh, big shots in from Sterling Archer. Sterling Archer is he's a magician with that Atago, and if they can keep that plane on him, Achilles might actually go down if that torque bomber actually goes in, even if he takes him out right here. But
maybe.
No, Benson's rotor shift is really, really. He does get it. He does the CB drop.
Oh wow, 3MF, good job on that carrier. That is devastating. This means really that APOC is really in the lead at this point.
But TSF still wins. I mean, they just win by pure points. They can't get to another cap fast enough. They need somebody to die. TSF still wins this game.
They do, actually. Wow. I mean, Rascal made the choice to go to A instead of going back to C because he didn't want to deal with that Benson. But that's it. Man, wow. What a great game. That was down to the line. And I really thought that APOC could bring that back, but that's 2 for TSF and 1 for APOC.